Welcome to your IELTS listening practice from Spinta.org. This is a mini test designed to help you practice a specific section of the exam and improve your confidence. The recording will be played one time only, just like in the official test. Let's begin.
Welcome to today's lecture on documentary ethics, a crucial aspect of film studies that influences how documentaries are made and received by audiences. In recent years, the landscape of documentary filmmaking has evolved, bringing forth complex issues regarding subject consent and filmmaker intervention. Today we will unpack these concepts and discuss their significance in the context of ethical filmmaking. To begin with, the importance of consent in documentary filmmaking cannot be overstated. Consent ensures that the subjects of documentary films are aware of how they will be portrayed, and the implications of their participation. This brings us to our first key term, which is subject. Subject consent means obtaining explicit agreement from individuals featured in a film, allowing them to consent to the way their stories and images are presented. Without proper consent, filmmakers run the risk of violating ethical guidelines and perhaps even legal frameworks that protect their subjects. Additionally, one must consider the concept of médiateur intervention, bonus. Filmmaker intervention is a notable debate within documentary ethics. It refers to the extent to which documentarians should interfere with the lives of their subjects during the filming process. For example, should a filmmaker step in during a tense moment to alter the outcome, or should they allow events to unfold naturally without interference? The line between appropriate intervention and exploitation can often be blurred. This leads us to consider the various debates surrounding these issues. Many ethical dilemmas in documentary filmmaking stem from this balance between intervention and observation. In order to understand these dilemmas better, let's explore several real-world case studies. One prominent example is the documentary The Act of Killing, wherein the filmmakers encouraged former Indonesian death squad leaders to reenact their killings. While this intervention brought attention to a horrifying historical event, debates arose regarding whether the filmmakers crossed ethical boundaries by engaging subjects in such a provocative way. Some critics argue that intervention can distort the truth that documentaries seek to capture. It raises questions about the authenticity of the narratives being told. Are filmmakers serving the story or themselves? On the other hand, there are those who might argue intervention is necessary in certain situations. For example, in instances where the subject is being harmed or exploited, direct intervention could be viewed as a moral obligation. Now let's discuss the concept of disclosure, which involves being transparent with subjects about the intentions behind the documentary and how their contributions will be utilized. Effective disclosure fosters trust between filmmakers and subjects, and also nurtures an ethical atmosphere. Trust is a fundamental factor in ethical filmmaking. Documentaries that are built on a foundation of trust can lead to more authentic representations of lived experiences. Furthermore, as we consider the role of audience perception, it's essential to note that viewers bring their contexts and interpretations into the viewing of a documentary. The impact of a documentary is often reshaped by audience reception. For instance, when a documentary portrays individuals in a marginalized community, how an audience interprets that portrayal can vary drastically based on their previous knowledge or biases. Filmmakers, therefore, have the ethical responsibility to portray subjects in a way that encourages understanding, rather than reinforcing stereotypes. In recent years, new technologies have allowed filmmakers to capture and edit their subjects with unprecedented versatility, yet this power brings more ethical responsibilities. The impact of technology on documentary practices cannot be ignored, as it opens the door for manipulation and misrepresentation. As we reach the conclusion of today's lecture, we must reflect on the balance between storytelling and ethics. It is crucial for filmmakers to navigate these waters carefully, ensuring that their work does not harm the individuals who allow their stories to be told. Ultimately, ethical responsibility lies with the filmmaker. By adhering to principles of consent, establishing trust, and considering the implications of their interventions, documentarians can create meaningful artistic expressions that respect the dignity of their subjects. In conclusion, The debate surrounding subject consent and filmmaker intervention represents a significant part of documentary ethics. It challenges us to think critically about how stories are told, and the ethical frameworks that govern them. Thank you for joining me today in this exploration of documentary ethics. I encourage you to think about these concepts as you engage with films and media in the future.
You have now completed the practice test. When you are ready for a full exam experience, visit us at Spinta.org. There you will find complete mock tests for all 4 skills: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Our platform provides instant AI feedback for your speaking and writing tasks, along with an accurate prediction of your band score. Take control of your preparation at Spinta.org.